Hello, welcome back! Or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Philocalix and I like to play and build in The Sims 4, which is why today we've got a speed build. And we're actually not building a house, we're renovating an apartment in San Myshuno. It's called the world, and the world is from the City Living Pack, so we're doing an apartment from the City Living Pack and mostly using City Living and base game. I don't think we're using any other packs today, and this apartment is made for 2 single sims to live, so 2 roommates, because the new Lovestruck expansion pack is gonna require some more single sims in the general save file, any save file really. And of course, using the dating app with the new expansion pack, you can have singles from just the gallery, or they don't necessarily need to live in your save file. However, I think it's really nice to give them a place to stay. So we've got this apartment for 2 roommates, and I didn't really have any specific sims in mind. I was thinking that one of them could be more artsy, more creative, and one of them could be more into sports. But their bedrooms are decorated quite, well, general, just nothing too specific, so you could put any sims here. And like I said, 2 sims could fit here. They do both have a double bed, so you could possibly fit more sims in here if you want to, but then it's probably not gonna be single sims anymore. And it's, like I said, 2 bedrooms clearly, and only 1 bathroom because there's only a limited amount of space. Also, if you didn't know yet, it's been a bit since this update, I think, but since a previous update, you can finally change the windows in this game in all apartments. That's really nice. I definitely use that, though I haven't really checked where the windows were before. I just bulldozed a lot immediately as I got in. So now we're working on the kitchen. We just did the floor plan and added some of the wallpaper. This is not going to be the final wallpaper, but this is going to be the final floor plan. And I think I didn't have a full fridge because I was kind of thinking that there would be roommates living here that are kind of fresh out of college, or maybe even just college students. You could move your college sims in here, or university if you prefer university. I don't really know what the difference is between college and university. Like, English is not my first language, so I'm not sure about the difference. And I've been wondering. However, back to the build. We're finishing up kind of the furnishing in the kitchen, just adding some more decorations, and I think that some of the colors are gonna change. Definitely wallpaper. For the most part, it's the wallpaper we're using, but not entirely. And I'm just moving the kind of bar area a bit, because I wanted to have a bit of a separation between the kitchen and the living room without just placing walls there, because City Living comes with this room divider, and I thought that would be pretty nice to use. So we're removing some of the windows because they weren't in a great spot, and I didn't want to move all the windows, so we moved those because we didn't need as many windows as we had. So I'm just putting some flooring down because I haven't yet, or at least now we're doing it. And I'm once again using some of the City Living flooring, but also some of the base game. I did try to use as much City Living in here as I possibly could, because I feel like sometimes you just want to use a specific pack and, well, use all of it basically, since of course this is a City Living apartment. It turns out that we weren't quite finished with the kitchen yet, but it's not gonna take a lot longer. I was just looking at some more things that come with the pack, and I wanted to place them down. So we're gonna start off with the living room. Also, this flooring, I had to change the direction of it because it wouldn't properly place in that corner. Really weird, but not a big deal. And it's gonna be for the furnishing in the kitchen, or not the kitchen, living room, and also dining table. We're gonna have just these 2 couches, and I made them be more of a L-shaped couch because those aren't very common in this game. We of course have sectionals, but I think that in real life I would prefer to have a couch like this, so that's why we used it. And I did end up having the TV and a game console because once again, this game pack, so wanted to use as much stuff as I possibly could. And I also added these login rewards pillows because I've been really liking to use them. I think that's such a good base game edition, though I'm not sure if everyone who didn't get them from the login rewards can actually use them. I'm pretty sure that you can just kind of download them off the gallery and it's not a big deal, but not entirely sure. So here we're picking out a carpet. I don't think I used this one in this specific spot. Eventually, I think that went under the dining table. And here is the dining table. Since there's only supposed to be 2 Sims living here, I figured that a small one with 3 chairs would be enough. And I also ended up placing down the keyboard. Right now, I'm kind of still deciding if I wanted to do something else because, like I said, I want more creative sim to live here. I want more sporty sim, so I thought that some musical instruments would be pretty good for that. And as you can see, I'm now switching out the carpet between a couch situation and the dining room. So I think we ended up with these carpets eventually. Also put a dartboard. This is also one of the login rewards, which I think is pretty nice. I believe that previously we had one just with get together pack. Not entirely sure, but it's nice that we have some more activities for Sims to do in the base game now. So really happy about that. And now we're just continuing to decorate the living room a bit more, putting down some plants. Very important though, depending on the kind of Sims you would place here. I'm not sure if they would be able to keep the plants alive, but that's beside the point. We could just pretend they are fake plants since obviously it's a game and having to water these kind of plants is not part of it. Luckily, I also put down these light switches. I didn't realize we have these. I mean, I think I have used them in one build previously and I really like using them, but they're like 45 simoleons, and if you're doing a starter build, which this isn't, it's not gonna be very realistic to put all those $45 or simoleon light switches. So that's just gonna be for the builds without a budget. And now we're gonna move on, I think, to the bedrooms. And like I said, there are 2 of them. They're kind of the same sort of size. And I think that I used a lot of the same kind of furniture for both rooms because I think that's quite realistic in this kind of apartments, though it kind of depends on the kind of, well, I guess, way that you rent it, because for college apartments it makes sense that all the furniture is the same everywhere, but if you just rent a blank empty apartment, then you might not want to have the same stuff. But we're just gonna assume that these beds came with the apartment and that they just, or not just the beds, but most of the furniture, and that they just kind of decorated their room to their liking. So this is the one that's a little bit more into sports, though it isn't that obvious, and I guess they both are kind of into sports and creative stuff. But obviously, if you play in this house or this apartment, actually, you can just put in any sim you want and kind of change the interior based on those sims, because it's not that much of a hassle, I think, at least. Also, I really like that we got some more colors for the bookcases, or not bookcases, but the books that you can use as a bookcase. So I put those down in 2 different versions, but like I said, a lot of the same kind of furniture for both rooms. Putting down some carpets, even though there's like carpet in the room, I do really like having a separate one for a bit more color, a bit more decoration. Figuring out some more decorations, and we've got these posters. I really like posters. I also think that not that expensive, so that's pretty great. And obviously they're also kind of into games because they have a gaming console, though of course it's not necessary that if you have a gaming console that you're really into gaming, but usually if you have a gaming console you do like gaming. And I just wanted to clarify too that since this is an apartment, but the one that comes with city living, you can just normally place a lot on these. So if you want to get it off the gallery, you can find me by the name Philocalix, and you can actually find it under rooms. So basically it's one big room because I ended up removing a bit of the walls and then placing them back in a way that doesn't make the separate rooms into separate rooms. So the entire apartment is one big room, and functions like that. So that's the way you can place this apartment into this apartment, basically. And as you can see in the upper left corner, it's in the 2B Jasmine Suites, and I don't think there's any regular townies living here. Normally I think that it is an empty apartment. I usually don't choose to use any lots that have existing townies live there because I feel bad about kicking them out, so I only build on the empty lots. Also put some things in the hallway. It's kind of a big hallway for the lack of stuff I knew how to, or I thought of putting in here, but just some code racks, mirror. I think that a mirror in a hallway is kind of a must, at least in real life, because I like to always check out if I look okay, my hair is not absolutely crazy before I leave the house. And also changing kind of the lights, and I think it's a really cozy lighting like this. And was also considering some other options, but end up with most of the same lights. And I think we're getting pretty close to the end, where I'll have some screenshots for you. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if so, please consider giving it a like and maybe even subscribing to my channel so you can watch all the next videos coming out. Once again, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!